for some reason you press transition before the end and it doesn't start and it doesn't end and it doesn't do this. I hate this platform sometimes. Anyway, everyone, how are you doing? It's been about 2 weeks. Hope you're all well. I'm guessing we've got the cup out the way. We had the chance to go on a cup run. That's the way I'll put it. To be fair, we had the chance and we fluffed it again. Lincoln all over. And I said it before. I said it before kick-off, and I thought we were going to lose anyway. But yeah, we will touch on it. Hope everyone is well. Get your comments in and things regarding this Chelsea game. And it'll be good to chat with you all as well. Drop a like, subscribe if you can. Follow us on all the socials that run along just the bottom of there as well. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, and obviously YouTube, where you can view this. I should stick the Spotify logo in there as well, because you will be able to listen to this, and you will be listening to this as I am talking right now when it comes to it. But hi, everyone. Hope you've had a sort of all right week. Weather's been up and down, hasn't it? But again, that's the story of the North, up and down, like Burnley in the Premier League and the Championship, up and down. Dan, Joey here to talk everything Burnley with us. How are you doing, Mr. Milner?
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Morehouse.
All good in the hood?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's wet down here, mate. It's wet. Just wet. That's all it is. Wet.
It will be. It will be. At least, well, to be fair, has the floods dried up?
No. Started again last night because it's wet.
Yeah, Arsenal threw a lead away, didn't they?
It must be all those Southern Arsenal fans crying, flooding in Devon. Joey, yeah. How's you and yourself in Potato Land?
Yeah, quite offensive that. I'm good, mate. Yeah, no, I'm good. Can't complain. It's wet here as usual. It's always bloody wet here. In fact, we had a bit of snow this morning. Always nice. A little flurry. But yeah, it's always wet here. Get used to it being wet.
Can't complain. To be fair, it's been on and off here. It looks warmer than it does when you look outside, doesn't it? But it's.
I had training tonight for frozen when I got there.
I bet. To be fair, I played football Tuesday night, and the pitch had a bit of a crunch to it under your feet, so I weren't best pleased about that. But
3G pictures.
You are?
Is it one of the 3G pictures?
Yeah.
Well, it's quite dangerous then when they get a touch of frost on them. There's that moment between hard frost and just slight frosting. There's a bit in between. It's really quite dangerous. They're quite slippy.
If I had to call it anything, I'd say it was like Dan at 15. It was just on the turn. So, about that point. Let's say a few hellos to people in the chat. Heffy's in, says, all right, lads. We've been down all season, which, yeah, can't agree more. Luke's in. Good evening to yourself. Luke, hope all is well. I saw that you got your Forest shirt signed by Worrell as well. So, you know what? Fair play, mate. Ginger Alley's in, says, greetings. Mac, you have not missed a thing. We are just getting this show on the road and just getting it all up and started. But yeah, like I say, people, do keep your comments coming in and we'll read them out during the live. Right, let's get this cup game out the way, because it's just going to be a hindrance in the back of my mind if we don't. Dan, start us off. You know, we had a very good chance against a team that we should have been putting to bed. They had the belief from beating Sheffield United, and they came and did another scout.
I had the pleasure of watching the first half and not having to watch the second. So all in all, it wasn't a bad game. Missed a few chances, but all jokes aside, people talk about the FA Cup and you know, I've just got to the stage now as a Burnley fan where no cup game really seems to matter anymore, because we just take no seriousness in any of the cup games, do we? Come on, let's be honest. I mean, we had an opportunity to play a strong side, although arguably, you know, we were playing a League One side. Every single one of those players were good enough to beat a League One side. but there's just no confidence. There's no get up and go. That's got up and gone. And pretty much we play as boring as Parker sounds, really.
Yeah, I mean, his presser today for the Chelsea game, which we'll touch on later, didn't last that long, really. I think it were about 3 questions before they turned the cameras off, which was quite interesting. Joey, what did you see of that Mansfield game, apart from the shit show that we all saw?
What else could you see when there were nothing else to see? It were embarrassing. Well, let's be honest, it was embarrassing. You know, them players need to be embarrassed. Them players should be winning that game. I don't care whether you got Parker on touchline or not. They should be winning that game. You know, it's just another low to add to the season that I started out so optimistic about. Genuinely thinking, you know, we'll hold our own. We'll have a few surprises along the way, and well, yeah, we have. We've been shit. That's been the only surprise for me.
Yeah, it's not been the best. I mean, Max says, who is responsible for the Burnley FC official little socials? They must be sat there thinking, why do I bother judging by all the comments? And then says, e.g., when they posted about where are you watching, people's responses are not watching, not going, behind the sofa, better things to do. I think you said it one week, Joey, as well. You're going to look on YouTube for a video of paint drying. So, you know, it's up there. Luke says it was busy with it being half term, as you'd expect. Yeah, 100%, mate. I would expect it to be busy. And Heavy said we started okay and got progressively worse, which, again, you can't hide away from that fact. It was really, really poor. Parker's sort of press at the end of that game, you know, he was saying about it was a case of we need to finish our chances. I said it at the end of the Palace game that's all our chances for the rest of the season gone in that mad 7 minutes. And to be fair, you know, we did have the odd chance. Chowner should have been doing better with the effort he had. You know, Josh Laurent took his goal very, very well. You know, strikers sort of finished have that instinct to stop and halt himself in front of goal and then put it in. But apart from those 2 opportunities, I don't understand what else they were, really. You know, Parker was saying we carved them open at times, and I was just thinking, what game were you watching? You know, again, Luke says, credit to Mansfield is due with that free kick. It was a sublime free kick. There's no hiding from that. It's those sort of moments in games that
credit to Mansfield for the whole performance.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Heavy says questions in presses are a joke. Yeah, I think they try to skirt around, you know, without saying what they want to say. They have to try and find ways and means of rewording it to appease media outlets. I'll be honest, and in fact, before we go any further, I'll give you an update from last night's fan board meeting, because there is things that we can say, there's things we can't say. But see, if you're wondering about season tickets, that information is due out in due course. I can't really say anything more than that on that front. In terms of the January window, though, we were linked with a lot of players. You know, we were given a lot of stats in regards to how many different areas of the world we were looking, how many games we've watched, whether it be live, whether it be, you know, over online feeds, etc. We've had scouts at for over 500 games between August to January, and we was linked with around 47 players. Now, you know, those things happen for a reason. It could be that they were close and Parker decided, nah, I'm not interested. There was some that basically saw the dire situation that we're in and was like, well, I want the financial reassurances that if I go down, I'm going to get paid out comfortably. At the moment, the be-all and end-all of it is that we aren't an attractive opposition. An attractive proposition for players. Someone like James Ward-Prowse, obviously, it was perfect. He'd fallen out with the manager. He comes in, but Alan himself and Matt, who deals with the transfers, have even said it was probably in the 27 years that Matt's been at the club dealing with transfers, he said it's been the most stressful window he's ever had to deal with. Which says something. We obviously know what's going to happen in the summer. There's going to be a substantial turnaround, players coming and going. We're going to lose the likes of Esteve. Let's not skirt over the bullshit here. We're going to lose players of that sort of caliber, and we're going to have to try and find a way of, making it work again. It's going to be difficult. It was said around how the model works. We actually asked Alan in regards to, fans are saying you've got a new toy with Espanyol. What's the catch? What's the crack? And he basically said, why wouldn't you want to purchase a club like Espanyol with the 17th best academy in world football? If I can try and bring some of that to Burnley, then, and it's a learning curve no matter what for all of them. It's a long process. End of the day, he admitted he will get things wrong along the way. There's a lot of our fan base that have wrote ALK and Alan off from day one. Now, I'm not sitting here and backing Alan because I've spoken to him. I'm sitting here and saying that, end of the day, I do come away from them meetings feeling a bit more positive because I've asked those questions. And we've put him under a bit of a scope and said, we even said Dash got sacked for worse. What's going on? So we've asked the questions. Like I say, in regards to Scott, the update I can really give you is that with Dash, sometimes with clubs, it just filters out, and I think we've seen at Everton and Forest that player power sometimes came into play and they didn't want to play for the manager anymore. And I think when you look back to the success we had under Mark Jackson, you can seem to understand now why it started to, we came close to staying up. What I will add is that the current crop of players we've got are all behind what Scott Parker wants to achieve. They are all apparently riding this same Noah's Ark and trying to navigate through this storm and hopefully come out at the other end. It's a tough one. It is a tough pill to swallow, and there were some questions in there that I felt he gave politicians answers. But I'm not going to hide away from you. I'll update you on what I can, like I said, and I'll be open and honest. And if I get told, please don't do that, then so be it. But I wanted to be open and honest with you guys that the questions that you guys want answered were asked. I can't remember all of it because it was a mad frenzy of just questions coming in all over the shop. But there is things in the pipeline where fans can have their voice, shall we say? But I won't say anything more than that. Looking at your guys' comments since that, Matt going back to the Mansfield games, it's how the hell did Chowner not hit the target from that about 16 yards out with a clear line to go? Yeah, he's sort of ball's too close to his foot, and as he's hit it, he's got right underneath it. But he should have been doing better for the price that we paid and the club that he was at. You'd expect him to have the talent to bury them. But then yet again, that's us being critical. We've seen Ronaldo miss from 3 yards, when in his peak at Manchester United. So, yeah, they happen. They happen.
Cole Palmer did it for Chelsea, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. The moments in football where sometimes you either switch off or you're not expecting it. But evening, Phil, as well in the chat. Heffy says, sounds like I want to be a millionaire, but it just didn't happen. I don't believe anything the board tell us. Espanyol hate him too. And Pace is a liar. I mean, everyone's already all entitled to their own opinions. And like I say, I couldn't agree or disagree with what people are saying because it's their own perception. Jay, how you doing? How you doing? And I don't know whether that's for you, Dan, or for me. But either way, the same initials. So we'll take it. We'll take it for both. Unless that's an emergency heart at the side of the name because he knows you've been at doctor's today. Is that your doctor? That. Dr. J. Is Dr. J in? He's put his heart monitor in.
Dr. J Singh.
Luke said player power and an owner who's too big for his boots at times and wants too much too soon. Yeah, obviously speaking about Marinakis at Forest. Max says, I don't believe for a minute that the players are behind him. Why would you be? Because why not? I mean, I get what you're saying because what we see like I say, what we see is different. Us as fans, we want to see that success. We want to see things pan out. I'm not sitting here and saying that it's all rainbows because it's not. Like I said, there were a few people in there disgruntled with the answers that were given. There were people in there that was like, well, I do get sort of your side, but and it wasn't just him that was saying it. You know, it was the people around. We was at the training ground in that sort of privileged position, and there was people in there. We bumped into Mark Jackson, Henrik, what's he called? Janssen or whatever, the assistant coach. He was in there as well. You know, and we bumped into these people and spoke to them, and they were all saying the same thing. You know, and it's quite interesting, really, to hear that. The one thing I will add is that it was mentioned about the people were saying stuff. Well, this leads to John's comment because John says can't keep being a split league team, and that was asked. You know, what's the crack with coming up and down, you know, when you want us to be established. But we are going to have to basically rework the team. It is what it is. I don't think Elon Musk would buy us. You know, another person on the board actually asked in regards to, you know, situations with Grok and, you know, unfiltered creating of images that had been circulating online and things like that. They were asked, you know, is Burnley still going to partner with X, etc., etc. So all these sort of questions are being asked, you know, even the little tiny details of let's not get caught short. So would Elon Musk buy us or Wolverine? Either way, you know, I don't know. The assistant coach who is stealing a wage, maybe. Phil says, sorry, Dan, but for me, Parker's had enough time. He has to go for me. We said this because the comment at first when we asked was basically what's happening here, and what was said was, how do you think we performed in the first 10 games? And I said, you know, we gave a good account of ourselves, and it just gradually got worse after that 10 games. It felt like all those near misses against Manchester United that we could have had, the Liverpool game at the Turf as well, that were all near misses. I said, yeah, you know, we got points against Leeds and Sunderland, and that's great. But I said, what about the next 17 games that came following after that just ended up being an absolute shambles? You know, fans, he did basically address the 3-year-old comment and was talking about the minority of people that sit there not far from where he's sat and will literally slag him to high heaven, to the point where they're threatening his family, threatening Scott's family. And I think that's when he's saying, well, you're having a tantrum now, but if the going were good, you'd be sat there and you'd be shaking my hand and saying, you know what, thank you for this, that, and the other. So to that degree, I get. Am I still happy with that comment? No. I told him, well, I didn't tell him. Somebody else told him, don't use analogies. Basically, you're not Ian Holloway. Don't use analogies. Just stick to the Lancashire language, which is 3 1/4 letters, and you won't go far wrong. That's simple as it is. I said, if you keep it simple, the fans will be happy about it. But I get what people are saying. Luke says, did anyone mention to Pace about transfer activity into particular deadline day? Yes. Deadline day was apparently torture because they were close to someone in France, but that never prevailed. And it was a case of trying to go back and forth, and you know, it's what will be will be. But again, you know what deadline day is like at any club. It's probably a flurry of action all over the shop, and Burnley were obviously trying to get players out as well to shorten the squad to try and make room for incomings, but it just so happened no incomings came in apart from JWP. Like Heffy says, I believed Pace at first after a dig at fans that paid to watch it that hurt, been to every game except 2. One home game I got banned for saying my opinion. Well, I don't agree with that. Nobody should be banned for having an opinion. Everyone's entitled to it. Like I always call it, opinions are like arseholes. Everybody's got one. So, it's everyone should be entitled to say what they need to say. But it was quite interesting going deeper into how it works, how the players' mindsets are. People asked whether just because the players are behind him doesn't mean he's good enough tactically, doesn't mean he's good enough to do this and that and everything else. But end of the day, he's got to make that fight or flight response. And I think that's why people are getting pissed off at ALK, because they've not made that decision that the good collective of the fan base want, myself included. Hopefully he turn it around, but it doesn't look likely. He came out with the fact that this is an 88% chance that we are relegated. He said, but we are still not out of it yet. The players believe, Parker believes, the staff all believe that we will get out of this. I want to believe it, but again, it's words on paper. It's
Let's say, for instance, that they do believe and they do start picking up results, and it comes to the last game of season and just fall short. Then we have, as we expect now, there's going to be a high turnover in players. What happens then with the players? Then are they still behind him because they've been behind him and it's failed? It's, I don't know.
Yeah, well, it came to the solution of, when we even got promoted, Trafford wanted to leave. Then he didn't want to have that season in the Premier League. He wanted to go. Then didn't want to stay. We all know that Trafford wanted to leave, even in the Championship season. But again, he had a remarkable Championship season. We managed to keep hold of him, and then we obviously let him go to City because City came back in. It was too good a deal to turn down.
Of course.
So
good deal for everyone, wasn't it?
It's like what was said is that you can try and keep hold of these players, but you're going to have players that come in and say, well, I've played in the Premier League now, so I'm Billy Big Bollocks. I want to play there again. It's, we don't want a summer like we had last summer where we had 7 or 8 players knocking on the door saying, well, I want to leave. And then the next one comes in. Well, if he's going, I want to go. I want to move. We had that. We a lot. And we don't sort of need that again. We need a bunch of players that are willing to do it. We mixed up the philosophy. I asked about the philosophy well, yeah, but I also asked about the philosophy of the players, in terms of what next. This 5-year plan. You've bought young to sell high. He actually came back and said, well, we haven't this year. If you look, our first signing was a 35-year-old right back. We went for somebody that had a bit of experience. We've got players in there that have, that are of age. Josh Cullen's coming into, hitting his 30s. And, he's had that taste of Premier League football before. He wants to sort of entice these people around. He wants a backbone of leadership. He wants a keeper that's vocal, a defender that's vocal, a midfielder, an attacker, so that every single part of that squad knows they've got someone to have a voice. To be fair, you should think on the money that they're on, they should all have a voice anyway, communicate. It's part of being a footballer. So let each other know where you are, man on, etc. Simple.
Learning at quite a young age, that, don't you?
Yeah, but I mean, from a leadership perspective, like we've always sort of known a captain as the keeper. apart from I think it's either been keeper or midfielder. I know James O'Connor had it for a while. Tom Heaton had it. Ben Mee. So it's always been that far back. It's never been someone really forward, up top that's had the captaincy. I think I personally don't remember somebody up top having the captaincy for Burnley Football Club. Not in my lifetime, anyway. I don't think.
Not full time.
No, but I agree. I do agree with what people are saying. It was asked, Ali. Did anyone ask why Pace isn't sacking Parker? And he just said, when the players are behind him and everyone's trying to push in that same direction, why would I want to do that? We're not a club that just hires and fires. We could be a Forest and sack 4 managers in one season. Where does that get you? You in a way, you sack him now. Could it get worse? I know people will probably say no.
I don't think it can. Performances on the pitch anyway can't get worse.
No, performances on the pitch can't. But then all of a sudden you get a player revolt because you've done something drastic and I don't want to play. I don't want to do that. So off the pitch, it gets worse.
You don't want to risk upsetting the players, I suppose.
Yeah, but I totally get what people are saying. End of the day, we all agree Parker has run his course. As fans, we've got that opinion to say we believe he's run his course. But from a business perspective, and the fact that he's got the players back in and the players back him, even though we think it looks like he's coached every ounce of talent out of them, it's a tomato. And we can
not our decision.
Yeah, as much as we can boo and things like that, and there's other clubs that we saw West Ham at the Turf the other week. Showing red cards, showing red cards, saying no more bullshit in regards to Brady and Sullivan. You've had people throwing tennis balls on the pitch. You've had these people that have made loud statements. Now, I'm not saying that that's something we have to go around, but people there have realised that we are quite hard-faced, and we'll boo. We get pissed off, but then when the going's good, we get behind the boys. That's exactly what we do. So it's a tough call. I'm just updating you guys. Like I say, that's all I want to do. I don't want to fall out with anyone. I don't want people to be pissed off or not watch because I'm on the FAB. I don't feel like I'm in a privileged position. I just, I signed up for it. I had to go for an interview process. I don't want people to hate me for doing that. I'm still a general supporter.
Loads of other things we could hate you for.
But full well, I am just the typical gobshite that chats football. I'll say how I feel, and it doesn't matter because, again, like I say, opinions are opinions. My little girl's in it says, "Love you, Daddy. Love you too. Love you too." Hammer leave. Little inside joke. But Luke says, last time round, that mistake was buying players that wanted to play for the manager is Vincent Kompany, not for Burnley. No, the thing is with Vincent Kompany said yes to about 47 players and didn't really accept or look at whether they were good enough. The likes of Cherlinov that were nowhere near. We took in a loan signing for Dervisoglu from Brentford, who scored in one game against Rotherham in the Championship and then did naff all. We're a winner in the dying minutes. I'll give him that. But still, there was some naff brought in that didn't really get the game time. Matt says, so ultimately it's now acceptable for us to get spanked week in, week out. No, it's not acceptable. And like I say, he's as pissed off as we are. He'll be pissed off that it's not going right. But it's not fine. It's not fine at all. They won't want that. They don't want it to carry on. But at the end of the day, we can only deal with what is what. Heavy says it can't get worse than this. Players will say they're behind him while he's the boss who hasn't. But then yet again, the players that were there with Dash apparently went up to the boardroom and said, we don't want to play for this manager anymore. So, if players have something to say, especially in today's world as well, when you've got mental health coaches, you've got player.
There's definitely ways and means you could say it and get it out.
Yeah, there's lots of ways of saying it. I mean, you could even put it on a banner in your front room, you know, couldn't you, Joey?
You could if you wanted. Yeah, you could.
Geordie Toon for Life says, "Do we have to call you sir now?" Not at all. Not at all. I wouldn't have it even if I was a sir.
Just Joey all the time, man. Don't worry about
it.
We call him Master.
Like there's zero pressure.
I thought you were on mute.
No, I'm just letting him waffle on.
You can't get away.
I will cut in because I think we're missing a point, and I think Max bang on, and this is what I was saying just before we came on air, lads. You know, you're asking why the players are behind Parker. Well, that's why. Because I disagree in some ways, Dan. I think it has become acceptable. I think that he backs the players in every game but 2. I think he's had a go at them. He's backed them. He's backed them. We've played atrocious, and he said, "Oh, it's fine margins. It's this, that, and the other." These lads are not being, are not being held accountable that we're aware of. It certainly doesn't look like it. There's no extra training going on. There's no, there's no sort of. I agree with Mac. I think it's almost just become acceptable now that we get beat, and that's okay because we're just going to go again at the next game, and that's the way it is. And it's not our fault because we're not quite good enough, and we knew it was going to be a hard season. And what do you expect? And I think Mac's absolutely bang on. And so there's zero pressure on Parker. We know that because Pace has made it clear to him, I ain't getting rid of you. So that, to me, I think we said it a week or 2 ago, the whole philosophy that we had at the club from Deitch and the mindset and the, go through walls, fight for each other, everything, and that even company held on to, hearts and minds and whatever else, just seems to have just gone. And to me, I don't even blame Pace for that. I completely blame Parker for that. I just think we've just become, Uncle Scott, and everybody loves him, and he gives 50p to the players' kids for a sweet.
I did say to him, Dan, I said, "Have you fallen in love again? Have you fallen in love with the next best looking person on the estate?" It's
just
it's difficult, but I don't, like I say, I don't have all the answers. Like I said before, there was a lot of politician style answers that I felt like weren't answered properly. And tried to direct it a different way. But either way, we all know ourselves. Alan acknowledges it. Apparently, Scott acknowledges it. The one thing I will say is Scott was still at the training ground while we was there the other day. So the guy is still in the building at 9 o'clock at night, still working hard, trying to, I don't know, do an MVQ in looking tactics or something. I don't know what he's doing, but he's there, still trying to put in those hard yards and do everything off the pitch.
Probably doing his online shopping, seeing what jacket looks good on him.
Yeah. At the end of the day, he's earning 2 million quid to be there at 9 o'clock at night, and he's not getting results and under no pressure for not doing it. Whereas every single one of us here, earning basic minimum wage, if we weren't doing our job and we weren't performing, if Joey was out there crashing his van every day or not getting his deliveries done, he wouldn't be in the job, would he? It's as simple as that.
True. Max says it there. I called it the other day. We'll struggle to make the playoffs next year with Parker in charge, especially after what I've heard tonight. Like I say, don't shoot the messenger. I'm just saying, giving you guys an update.
But, let's not pretend it were pretty in Championship last time, because it weren't.
No, because we weren't.
But for the fact of, like you say, Trafford had a remarkable season, the defence had a remarkable season, we wouldn't have made possibly playoffs, because, we weren't that good, to be honest with you.
No, we scraped through games.
There's so many alarm bells, if you've had so many people that you've been talking to come into this club in January and they haven't come because, for instance, one of the reasons is Parker said no. Parker said he'd only take players that are better than he's got. But the problem we have is Parker thinks the players we've got are brilliant. So how does any of that wash? And then we're saying the players are all behind Parker. Well, I'll tell you when you'll find out, when that is the summer. Because they're saying, we're going to have a mass exodus again. Why? Because if they all like Parker and they all want to play for Parker, then they're all going to stick together and they're all going to stay in their contracts and they're going to get us back up next season. So we'll see,
Yeah. There'll be the only football club in the world that manages it, won't they? We just know that it's happening.
It'll be strange. But like I say, that's the update. I just wanted to give you guys because end of the day, I feel I'm there in that position as a voice for you lot, and I want you to know that the questions are being asked, not just by myself but by others. We aren't just nodding dogs. We are trying to ask the pressing questions. Whether we get the answers, again, is a different question.
Did you ask that one, though? Did you ask that one, though? Can we have a nodding dog in a Burnley kit to buy in the club shop? I did say ask them. little nodding dog to put on the front of my car dashboard with a little Burnley shirt on. Maybe with his tongue hanging out.
Oh, yes.
You know? And I'll tell you what, that solves your transfer problem, saying because you'll make millions out of a little noggin dog.
Noggin dog.
You'd think they would, wouldn't you? Because they've got a Burnley rubber duck.
Exactly. They got pretty much everything else.
What's
that duck about anyway? It's been around for years now.
Yeah.
What's the big thing about rubber ducks? People even have baths anymore. No. Not that we all go around stinking, just have showers instead.
There's stuff you can buy now. It's like a literal plug socket with the chain on. It's got like a floating shit on top of it, and it just sits the plug down, so it looks like, just like a poo emoji or something stupid like that for kids. It's mental. It's mental. Ginger Ali says we'll be a mid-table team next season. I've already said this, that I don't think we'll come straight back up the first time of asking. Phil says the question can be asked but probably fall on deaf ears. Yep. Geordie says Borrow win the dog from Arsenal. He's not up to much recently. Yeah, true. Burnley could try and win a lot for a meal, because that's the closest you're going to get to it. Did they mention about the health of the finances? Yes, it was mentioned. Without going into much detail, we are fine. We haven't broken anything. Costs are going to be on point. That's all. That's all really I can say. In terms of Bash, I'm guessing you don't mean Bashir Humphreys. Oh, Bash H. I'm guessing. Yeah, I think Humphreys will stay. I'd like to believe so after his injury and coming into the season late, but we will see.
All depends what all the clubs are knocking on door, doesn't it, I suppose?
Yeah, because that's it. As soon as you get relegated, it's not just Premier League clubs. It's the foreign market that comes sniffing as well. It's a poison chalice. Speaking of,
is it true that we went for somebody from Azerbaijan? What do they call him? Azerbaijan. Yeah, we had somebody over there, innit? Is that true? I thought we had a coach over there, didn't we? Looking for the next Eddie the Eagle Edwards.
Georgia.
Georgia.
Yeah.
Georgia. Yeah. I mean, why? Because they're a well-known hotbed of football.
They are, yeah. No, go on, name me a Georgian player.
Let's get back to proper football. Do we want Rovers to stay?
I think it won't be them, will it? Do we want Rovers to stay? John, no. Not the way we've been playing, because they'll probably
they'll beat us next year.
Record, no. Yeah. Mac, is Trezor pissing off? But he's sick. No, he's not. If he does, it might be in the summer. But no, he is injured. Bye, Shan. Fans humour carrier bag last night. Have a man or woman dressed up as a horse before kick-off, and our fans were saying you'll get punched in the morning. But yeah, this is the type of football, football chat and football banter that goes on. Speaking of banter, we go to Chelsea, not expecting to get anything. But Parker's press conference was only about 13 minutes long, and I think 8 minutes of that was them saying that please wait for Parker to attend the room. He answered about 3 or 4 questions, and then the cameras went off. Basically, in a gist of what he said was, Saturday is all about showing the right mentality, standard. Tough away fixtures like Chelsea, mentality is everything. You have to suffer together. Oh, we will. Stay switched on and believe in the plan.
What is this fucking plan? If we knew what the plan were, we might be able to believe in it.
If we bring courage, discipline, and belief, isn't that what everybody in Wizard of Oz wanted? Oh no, it were courage, a brain, and something else, weren't it? So it weren't discipline and belief, but it were definitely courage. Mentality has to be non-negotiable this weekend, like it was at Palace. He said we need to bounce back with a positive performance. We let ourselves and the fans down on Saturday. We owe ourselves, first and foremost, and our fans a response. It is up to us to put right the wrongs of that second half performance. This group will never stop fighting. I want to believe you, Scott. Obviously spoke about his time at Chelsea, that he had a bit of time there. It was a good experience. He was still a young lad at the time. And he's looking forward to going up against Liam Rosenior, who's, he said, has done well in a short space of time. He was asked about Jadon Anthony and that he believes there's still more to come from him. He's done brilliantly this year. He had that little dip, but it looks like I'd like to believe he's bouncing back. But we've seen one game since then, so who knows?
Do you know, Dan, right? I was watching the presser, and when he said that, I nearly crashed the car, mate. Oh no, I wasn't watching it because I was driving. I was listening. I just get that in quick. I wasn't watching it. I was listening to it, right? Genuinely, I was listening to it. And I nearly crashed the car when he said that, because the dip in form Jadon Anthony had, he admitted, was when he made Jadon Anthony play a different game of football, play a different style, play a different,
Yeah.
And I just thought, he can't even see it himself. He's even sat there in his presser saying, yeah, we had a rough patch. Yeah, because you made him have the rough patch. You can't make it up. And Wolves will overtake us and we'll be bottom. I'm banking on that. I might even.
I said it about 4 previews back. I said I believe that on the final day when we play Wolves, there's a very good chance that Wolves will beat us and they'll finish above us by a point or something. Something stupid. Yeah. Jordy says Chelsea struggle with a low block and you can hit them on the break. I'd like to believe so.
Yeah. The problem with that, Jordy,
we need another 7-minute blip.
The problem with that, Jordy, is we don't know what a low block is. We don't know how to hit anybody. And I'm afraid the scum are far better than us as well. So there you go.
I mean, is Scott Parker trying to say that barring 10, 15 minutes of that Palace game, we played well?
Yeah, we did. Played really well. We showed a lot of heart, a lot of courage. Yeah. It wasn't 3 jammy goals in 7 minutes that won us that game and then we held on for dear life at all. No. And they hadn't gone 2-0 up really easily because we were a bag of shit. That didn't happen either. No, it's a cracking result. Worked really hard for that. Yeah.
They did speak to Jadon Anthony. They did speak to Jadon Anthony after Scott Parker. It's been put on the website. And he speaks about the Mansfield defeat. Because let's not forget, all players in that squad were part of the 25-man Premier League squad. We should have put that game to bed and didn't. He said it was difficult for all of us. We obviously wanted to win that game and progress, but that's the FA Cup. You see a lot of upsets up and down the country. I only saw one that day. We're disappointed that it happened to us, but we have to reset and focus on the next game. We took a lot of confidence from the Palace game and we've been back to work this week, working hard, prepping for this game, and come Saturday, we'll be ready. Doesn't specify which Saturday, it just says come Saturday.
Third Saturday in August, we're on it.
Yeah.
It says Saturday on the Chelsea game. He says they're a good team. You can see that they're really well coached, have a lot of talented players. There's a lot of talent that we have to nullify, and hopefully we can do that this weekend. So it's been
Are
a
they
battle.
planning on boring them? Is that what he's going to do? To nullify them, we're going to bore them.
A bit like our podcast.
Yeah, well, it's not that bad. Come on, we're more fun than the players.
He says, I think we have to relish this opportunity of trying to keep this team in the Premier League, and that's what we're going to do. I don't look at it too much, to be honest, the league table. We know the position we're in, and it's on us to get the victories, and if we do that, then we'll see what happens. I'm sorry, but any player that says he's not looking at the league table or looking over his shoulder at what we are trying to do,
is
I don't believe it. Yeah, do not believe it. Yeah, Heffy, I saw that regarding Anthony and, you know, the goal and giving it all that. You know, I get it. Last in, first out, John says. Anyone who thinks we are getting anything against Chelsea are crackers.
We are getting something against Chelsea.
Yeah.
Thrashed.
That's what we're getting.
Thrashed, battered. Like a northern chip, like a northern fucking jumbo sausage at the chippy. Battered.
Not even jumbo.
Heavy says we can't defend or attack.
Can't attack, we can't pass. We're shit. We're 3-0 down by half time.
And give and go side to side. I mean, but Dan, have you done any stats on this game, or have you just got to a point now of the season where you're like, what's the point looking at stats? We're going to get dicked.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. It's interesting, isn't it? I don't know whether anybody saw. You know, earlier in the pod, somebody was saying, can't remember who it was, I think it might have been Mac, was saying about Burnley official social media, you know. I mean, they've put out tonight the fantastic 3 goals we scored against them in, I don't know, 1934 or whenever it was. Do you know what I mean? Why do we keep doing it? Yeah. Why do we keep, you know, it's like, oh, look at these. What a fantastic result this was. The last time at Stamford Bridge, we scored 3 goals. And you're like, you're just rubbing it in. You're just making us feel more shit than we already do. You know, it's just like, why? Why do it?
Have I watched this video when we were good?
Yeah. Look at this. Once upon a time, we played Premier League football.
Who were our manager then, Dan, in that game?
I don't know, because I saw it come up on notifications and thought, no, I ain't watching that. That's bollocks.
It was Sean Dash, but still.
It would be, but
it definitely weren't going to be the company one because we got Dick 4-0 last time at Selhurst. No, I'm thinking of Selhurst Park. But we still
and that's another thing. I don't want Deitch back there. Garth said it. That's me a pariah.
Yeah, completely different.
I have a stat for you. It's a low stat, but it's still a stat.
Ooh. Go on.
Notts Forest have had more managers than Lyle Foster's got goals this season.
That was a good one. That is a good one.
I'll give you that.
I'll get it in, just in case no one's seen Facebook.
They only need to sack one more manager and they'll have the same goal tally as fucking Jadon Anthony. So, I mean, I'll tell you what, I'll ask you a question, Joey.
Go on.
What's been worse, the Laws era or Scott Parker's era?
Oh. Tough one. Laws didn't have the calibre of player that we've got now. That's a tough one.
It's a tough one, but I also think that we had a good enough squad kit, like I say, you know, of coming up. I think we just missed out on the playoffs in Laws' first championship season. And then that second season was just shy. But like I say, it were different times then, weren't it?
Yeah.
I think we had a squad that was absolutely would have run through brick walls for Judas. And then when he went and took that sideways step to that 24 appearances or whatever it were, you know, legendary status at Bolton, it was like, you know, what do we do? It's a tough one. What would you go for?
think-
Parker era or Laws era for the worst at the minute?
I think, like Joey says, it was so different in so many ways. Those players, like you say, what they would do underneath Judas, for Judas, and then he dipped them as well. I mean, they just. I often wonder whether Laws would have had a different time of it if, it hadn't have been players that were they'd had the hearts ripped out. They'd done all of that for him, and then he just left them. He just dumped them.
Yeah.
I think Parker's a completely different thing. I think it's worse, therefore, under Parker than it was with Laws, because I blame Parker totally for all of it. All of it, every single bit of it. His tactics, certainly some of his players, if not all of them. Whereas
the
Laws
worst thing for me is you're not seeing any fight. There's no passion, barring Hannibal.
Yeah, but even Hannibal, when we played, was it Palace? 90 minutes without a yellow card. Well, Hannibal.
That's good for him.
But in a way, that's my point.
Joey,
he wasn't.
There's two comments
here
saying fair play, Joey, and Joey is right. However, your missus turned up late, and she still hasn't said that you're right yet.
She never will. I've been waiting years for that. She's still there. She might not even be watching, or she might have fallen asleep.
She's took one look at us and thought, "I'm not listening to that." Can't be arsed.
I've just been at football training with him. I'm not listening to him again.
Yeah, he talked crap at training. Now he's talking crap online.
At least there was a lot of players that will fight for each other.
There you go. That's a good solid point. That's a point in itself. Fucking hell, what we'd do for a pint. I mean, there's not really much to say in it. We're expecting to go to Stamford Bridge and probably get turned over. I mean, people are Heavy says there, I blame Parker when it rains. Only joking, by the way.
I'm not. I blame him for everything. I'm not joking at all. I blame him for when the lights went out earlier in the season and we had that problem with the floodlights. That was Parker's problem as well.
Floods in Devon.
Yeah.
Again.
It's all Parker's fault. Mainly because all the Devon Clarets are crying every day.
John said, why am I listening to this? Why am I listening to this?
We don't know, John.
For sure, John. Fine margins and all that. That's why it is. We'll wrap it up because there's not really much to say apart from we're going to get beat. If we don't get beat, buzzing. Brilliant. John says, Parker made my girlfriend leave. John said, Parker made my girlfriend leave 7 years ago. Fair play, John. Fair play.
Oh, now Zoe pops up. Yeah, just as we're leaving.
I'm still here, but I've got it linked to the TV, so I can't comment unless I put it back on my phone. It takes time and effort. And however, still didn't say you were right. I mean, Max come in early with his prediction, Dan, and said Chelsea win 4-0. Heffy says we always get beat. Basically, Dan, scoreline and prediction, pal.
I'm going to go for Chelsea 2, Burnley 1.
Ooh.
It'll be an own goal by Chelsea. It'll be Chelsea's own goal, but we will have a goal. 2-1.
That won't surprise me. Joey, the tactical genius that sat there wearing claret and blue, waiting for the club to pick up the phone.
No, I'm seeing nothing. 3-0 defeat. I think it would be 3-0 by half time, and that'll be it for the rest of the game. 3-0 defeat.
Oh, so good second half then.
Days. Yeah.
So I
think they'll just get the foot off the gas. And we'll just
second half. I'll take that. It's a point in itself, isn't it?
Sideways and backwards.
I'm not going to watch the first half. I'm only going to watch the second half, though. It's that big.
Heffy's going for a heffing fucking big score. Going for 5-0.
Has John been drinking tonight?
John's keeping it up. John's got some. 3-2 Burnley, Fleming. 3-2 to Chelsea or 3-2 to us because you're missing a scorer off otherwise. But Fleming and Akinbaye. Fucking hell, you might as well stick Gifton in there.
No, that's been stupid now.
I liked Akinbaye.
I love Akinbaye.
I won't like to meet him in a dark alley.
You know what? He's such a nice bloke. Such a nice bloke.
Built like a silverback gorilla, and he's absolute muscle on muscle.
Yeah, I don't know where I've said it on here, but I'm sure I've said it to you guys that I were at gym once, and one of the lads in college were using the I think like the machine, you know, that it sort of comes round.
Yeah.
And
that one. Yeah, we all use
that one. Yeah, I forgot what it's like because usually I'm used to doing that and clapping players before the game. And the guy had it on like the second one down, and then as soon as he got up, Akinbaye sat down and just went, put it straight to bottom, and we're just like, pure aggression in face. And then my mate was stood at the top of the stairs going, "Oh, I'm Akinbaye, I'm well hard, me." And then Akinbaye walked out of the door behind him, and he just went, and my mate jumped down about 3 flights of stairs. I've never seen someone shit themselves so much. It was absolutely hilarious. Yeah, you do the Akinbaye and you turn around. That's what it's all about. Fleming too. Bloody hell. I mean, there's more of a performance from the Flem that I've brought up in cold.
No.
But
those on Spotify are going to be glad they're not watching on YouTube.
Oh, why not? Why not? 3 beautiful faces on camera. Not to worry about. Nothing to worry about at all.
That's why they're listening on Spotify.
Yeah,
because they don't have to see the 3 beautiful faces on camera.
Yeah, John, red card of 5 minutes into debut. That were a quality debut.
That was an amazing debut, that weren't it? That were amazing.
Fabulous. I was there
against
for
Sunderland. Looking George McCartney grips him back neck.
Absolutely brilliant. That was. I can remember us pretty much cheering him off as well. I thought it was absolutely brilliant.
I think it just resonated with like he'll fit in here.
Yeah, he'll be all right. Like, yeah, but you're missing him for next weekend. Don't worry about that, mate. It's worth paying the price.
To be fair, we actually saw the best of him, didn't we? I mean, Stoke had a fair bit of him, but you know, he had the bad move under Peter Taylor at Leicester.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I think he was their record signing at the time for $5 million.
Yeah.
He did absolutely nothing. I don't know what it is about ex-Burnley players at Leicester where it don't work out. Frank Sinclair always scored on goals left, right, and centre every week when he were at Leicester. And Heavy says Zian has missed 3 sitters in the last 3. So, yeah, another shit show weekend.
All positivity.
It is. So backwards positivity, but it's still there. Dan, any final thoughts we need to end on?
No.
It's good enough for me. Joey?
It is.
How's things going on the Chummery front?
All good, mate. All good. Looking forward to coming over, bringing them over next month for Bournemouth game. It's going to be here before we know it, so they'll be there, and if you get to see them, give them a high 5 or a high 6.
John says it's not happened yet. Chin up, lads. Yeah, we might get something. Who knows? Who knows? We've got to be ever the optimist, haven't we? To be fair, I've not even said my scoreline yet. I'm going to say I'm not going to say we're going to win because that's just stupidly dickheadish of me to do. I'm going to go for we surefire and we
lose.
Draw 1 apiece.
Well, I only hope you're right, but I also think.
Yeah, John just said my girlfriend's just rung. Oh, fair shout. Thank you very much to everybody for watching. After 7 years, she's watching on YouTube. Happy days, John. Happy days. Thank you very much for everybody for watching. Thank you for listening. It's been a bit of a weird one. You know what it's like when it's been 2 weeks off, getting back into that rhythm again, and we just chat shit and go off tangent. It just happens. It happens.
It's got nothing to
we
do
have to
with
talk
2
about
weeks
something
off.
else.
We
just chat shit anyway. But I'm just trying to, let the people know we actually do talk sense sometimes. But like Max says there in the chat, please do smash the like button. Please do subscribe if you haven't already. We are growing, and like I say, with our channel, we're not the biggest. We're a grower, not a shower. So yeah, feel free to keep showing us the love. We really do appreciate it. I'm umming and ahhing about whether to do a watch along on Saturday. I will see. Depends how I feel. Could wake up not being able to talk and bloody laryngitis or whatever.
That'd be a great watch on.
It will. Sat there like it sound like I'd just be like Sean. It's Bashir Humphries buzzing over the top
into the mix.
Dan doesn't even need to put on a Sean Dyche voice. He's already got that sort of fucking twang.
Yeah, that's that.
You sound like you're from Kettering anyway.
Yeah, probably am. Don't know. Don't remember. I think my brother was from near there. My brother was from Peterborough, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was born in Peterborough, yeah.
That's a fair way from Kettering.
Is it? I don't know. I haven't got a clue. All I know is, unlike me, it wasn't burning Burnley and he hates football. So, I mean, it's pretty much right that it would be Peterborough.
It wasn't burning Burnley.
It wasn't burning.
Just to clarify, Dan, here I have the DNA results. It tells us.
Yeah.
He's not your biological brother.
Oh, dear.
But no, just answer the last few comments, John. Appreciate it. And Max says, "Don't do it. Rest and recuperate. It'll just make you depressed." John says, "You all called Dan. That's easy." Joey will accept being called whatever you.
I've been called worse. That's for sure.
Yeah. But no, you got 2 Dans. You got double D's. You got Joey's double D's.
There we go.
Joey's double D's. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for listening. Rest up. Enjoy the weekend. Whatever you're doing, don't let Burnley piss on your parade. And we will see you very soon with our match reactions, our fan reactions at the end of the game. So stay tuned for them. Until then, take care. Ciao for now. Up the Clarets.